All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Fox Farm Brewery, and they're out of Salem, Connecticut, and this is their PIP. So they're calling this one a 10-degree Plato Lager that comes in at 4.2% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review, this can is just under 3 months old. I'm going to give a huge thanks, shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Rick, for this beer. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies that Rick hooked me up with, and he hooked me up with a bunch of Fox Farm beers, a lot of them low ABV lagers, and this is one of them. So this is a very interesting beer to me because typically when I see a 10-degree Plato or 12-degree Plato, I instantly think Czech-style lager. But they specifically mention on their website that this is not a Czech-style lager because they are borrowing from traditional Czech and German brewing traditions. And in addition, they're using Callista hops, which they say adds a little bit of stone fruit and grapefruit character. So they're not specifically calling this a Czech-style lager, which is cool. It's kind of a hybrid, I would say. Now, when you see 10-degree Plato or 12-degree, basically for every 1 degree, it's the equivalent of around 0.4% alcohol by volume. So typically a 10-degree Plato lager like this would be around 4%. This is 4.2. A 12-degree would be around 5%, and so on and so forth. So anyway, let's crack this one open, get in the glass, see what we got going on. I'm really excited about this one. I like Fox Farm's lagers. I mean, they kill them. They just do such a great job. And this is a unique one. You know what I mean? You got like a Czech German hybrid with Callista hops, adding a little bit more like fruity character. So I think that's cool. And I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, let's get into it. Anyway, it has a nice cloudiness to it. Typically, you don't see a lot of lagers, especially old school ones with cloudiness to it, but could be chill haze, could be a lot of things, but it's not as, you know, the clarity isn't there as much as a lot of their beers hold it up to the light. It has this beautiful like hazy yellow look to it. About 1.5 fingers of a bright white, fluffy looking head, decent carbonation, plays the role of a, 4% lager, give or take a couple percentage points. Anyway, let's get those. Ooh. So I'm definitely getting that grapefruit. I'm getting lemon lime. There's a lot of citrus characters here. You could even say orange. The stone fruit, not as prominent as they talk with Callista. And then the underlying malt just has this beautiful, like, crackery, grainy, kind of just sweet malt. Little bit of like an herbaceous grassiness. Just smells so easy going. Like I'm just gonna want to, basically drink this in one gulp. Like super refreshing. So anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Rick. This is a great beer for the spring and summer. I can tell you after the first sip. It's fruity enough to keep you interested, but not over the top, like say, like some of your fruit beers are. But it's so crisp and refreshing, and I love that dry finish. It doesn't really have like a huge bitterness or anything, but there's a big dryness on the back of the palate. Let's go body and mouthfeel. Body, almost approaching medium body. So some might say that maybe it's not as refreshing as it could be because I think the body is a little bit bigger from what you expect out of a 4.2% lager. But I like it. It's not, it's not ruining the drinking experience body-wise. It's just a little bit bigger maybe than 4.2% should be, but I'm fine with that. The mouthfeel, it's crisp, it's clean, it's refreshing, it goes down super easy. The effervescence on your palate just kind of shines. And the taste, right up front, that grainy, biscuity, crackery kind of malt sensation hits you, dives underneath the palate with you the entire way. You can tell this is a lager. For sure, 100%. This almost has IPL vibes to it because it is a little bit more hop forward with the fruitiness, but it doesn't quite reach that level. But anyway, so that's that. All that malt goodness hits me. Then it passes through. I'm getting lemon lime, a little bit of grapefruit, a little bit of orange. Then midway through the palate, I'm saying a little bit of like an underripened white peach hits. Yeah, underripened white peach. Maybe even like a little bit of a white pear. I actually bought like 3 different kinds of pears recently, and it's, giving me that vibe a little bit. And then on the finish, it finishes again full on dry with a herbaceous grassiness. It's very mildly bitter. I would say this is like straight up mild in terms of the bitterness. It's more dry than bitter, and that actually works as far as the drinkability goes. Look at the lacing, fantastic. Yeah, super easy going beer. This is really nice. This is what I expect out of Fox Farm. Like, it's not a surprise that this is a really tasty beer. They do lagers well. They do old school styles well. What I've come to notice is that a lot of folks that watch the reviews don't know about Fox Farm. A lot of people be like, "Oh, I never heard of that brewery," or if I do, maybe I'll pick up some of their stuff. If you're ever in and around Salem, Connecticut, you can get to the brewery. Do so. The beers that I've had, and I've had quite a few now from them, they just, especially the low ABV lagers, fantastic. Their hop forward beers, fantastic. They do some mixed fermentation, wild ales. They do barrel aged behemoth imperial stouts, and everything that I've had has been pretty fucking good. And this is not much different. So yeah, 4.2%. You can't taste it. Pip. From a Fox Farm, I have no issues whatsoever giving this a high 4.25 out of 5. I'll go 4.3 out of 5. This is fantastic. This is kind of me in a nutshell. I've mentioned before on the channel, when it comes to these beers specifically, like Czech lagers or German lagers or lagers in general, my favorite are Czech style dark lagers. If I'm going for a light lager though, I either want a German Helles or maybe a Czech Pale. And this is kind of more in the Czech Pale range where it's a little bit different with a little bit more of that hop forward character, but like this is me in a nutshell, not over the top with a hop character. It's still a lager, but it's like I could take this down in like 5 to 10 minutes and just be, just refreshed and wanting another. So price point and availability on their website, they were selling these for $3.65 a can. So you're talking for a 4-pack of this, just under like $14.50. But the beauty about Fox Farm is that you can buy individual cans. So if you just want to grab a couple cans, you can at $3.65 a can. A little bit pricey for what it is, but it's quality through and through, so I have no issues paying $3.65 for this, even though I didn't. Thank you, Rick. And the availability, pretty sure Fox Farm is brewery only. They might get some drips and drabs in and around Salem, but as far as I know, you got to go to the brewery. They make it very easy. You can like do the order online. You can have a proxy pick it up. You can grab it yourself, whatever the case may be. And again, individual cans and bottles is for me, the spice of life when it comes to beer. Like variety is the spice of life, and being able to buy individual cans. I wish more breweries would do that, honestly, because I don't always want to buy a 4 or 6 pack of one beer. I want to, maybe a mixed 4-pack or a mixed 6-pack. So really cool they do that. Anyway, if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. Huge thanks to Rick for not only this beer, but all the beers he's hooked me up with. I got a couple more low ABV lagers from Fox Farm I'll be reviewing over the next probably 3 or 4 weeks. And then I got some big barrel-aged imperial stouts from them that I'm probably going to share, or if I don't, I have to make sure like I'm in for a night of drinking a big beer because they're in 500 milliliter bottles and they're like 14-15%. So anyway, thanks to Rick. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.